As I'm sure many of you are all too aware, many of the level designers involved with Fallout 3 are deranged. As mad as a bag of spiders, one could say. Today we're going to take a look at the brainchild of one of these unhinged individuals. Shelter. An unmarked area that is only revealed by using the local map. Tucked away under a dilapidated bridge. It can be found east of the Farragut West Metro Station, or south of the Chrysalis Building. Let's have a look. As soon as you go in, you will find a very unimpressive pile of books, and then a very impressive pile of many things. It's composed of a chessboard at the base, with 12 pencils making a support. A book is balanced on top, then a mug, a Nuka-Cola bottle, and then a can of beans. If you touch it, it will fall apart, which is quite mean because you know you're just being a jealous little shit. You know you can't accomplish such a feat of stacking, you scrub. Further down, we find an American flag, plungers, and a giant head of a statue. Yeah. So given this is a sculpture, the individual here is insane and likes hoarding stuff. And the importance of these plungers will be apparent soon. Also, how the fuck did they get the head in here? It's at least a ton and it's bigger than the door. There's weird stuff in here, people. Around the corner a ghoul can be found, just chilling out, looking at a refrigerator. No big deal. Behind her are some supplies that were clearly meant for repairs and another plunger. Plot doth thicken. It is what the ghoul is looking at that is really weird. It's a refrigerator full of heads. Yup. Now, I don't know who these heads belong to, but I think it's safe to say this individual is a motherfucking serial killer. Weird crap is piled up everywhere, and now this. One could say that they belong to other ghouls, but taking trophies is still pretty fucked up. Now, one usually puts meat in a refrigerator to preserve it. So if these are trophies, then they were trying to preserve them. We can make one of two assessments for this. They are either so stupid they don't know the refrigerator is not working, or so crazy that they don't know it's working. Either way, they are not right in the head. So the last room here is just, I don't even know where to begin. There's just so much what in this one fucking room. Ah, Jesus. So there's quite a volume of blood on the walls and quite a few plungers as well. So let's try and piece together what happened. So the plungers were placed all the way up the wall, and it was definitely this moron here that did it. They have one still in their hand, and based on the jack container, were as high as they were trying to climb. So they began their upward journey. The bloody handprints are most likely their attempt to steady themselves as they held on and readied the next plunger. Towards the top, gravity seems to have won, though not before they smeared a large amount of blood on the roof, somehow. They seem to have hit the wall on the way down and then died where they lay, where oddly enough there is an absence of blood. On the surgery table there's a person made out of plungers, and a motorcycle helmet. Yeah, just let that sink in a minute. You alright? Okay. So I think it can be said that whoever it was that was down here, they may have been ever so slightly unhinged and lonely. So they made a body out of plungers, and then they tried to kill it based on the knife. The next thing of note is the plethora of medical equipment lying around, from IV drips to oxygen tanks. On the desk is quite an impressive setup for the manufacture of what I assume are narcotics and drugs, as this person was definitely a hard user of them. The damaged gnome seems to be a parody of the statue out in the hall, both in the damage to it and the drugs rammed into its body, though why they did this, beyond being fucking batshit insane, is unknown. Of course, no mentally ill person's den is complete without the female dummy, / possible object of sexual expression. This one adorned with only the finest of plungers, that will fall off if you try and touch them. The toilet is quite odd, and there's also a sink, so I think this might have been a motorway toilet before the bombs fell. Hence the abundance of plungers about the place, and the absence of more is explained with the sink lying upstairs. The person removed them all to make room for their sick workshop. So now for what happened. Well, I think the ghoul was definitely involved. I think it either made its way down here, or was brought down here for whatever frigged up shit this individual had in mind. I think it attacked and chased them around the room. Which explains why there are bloody handprints and spots of blood, as well as some plungers stuck to the wall beside the main place. They kept trying to get higher, failed, and were injured in the process. Eventually they managed to climb high enough that they could get away from the ghoul. But for some reason they didn't just go to the metal girders, they decided to climb right up to the roof. I don't even know. Then they either lost so much blood that their grip weakened and they fell, or the plunger failed. But they fell all the way down and died on impact. I want to also state that the drugs on the bench were definitely a contributing factor in all of this. They had issues, which is probably how the ghoul got in, if they were either careless because of the drugs, or they brought it in because they were too far gone at that point. As I stated before, this place was most likely a pre-war motorway toilet given the cubicles, and this crazed moron took up residence here to make it their den, clearing out the other toilets and developing a fixation on the plungers. They then may have started killing people and taking their heads, however we do not know what those heads are. The statue is very strange too, as I can't quite think where they would have actually procured it from. Perhaps you can all think of somewhere and leave it in the comments below. But we can all agree that they were batshit fucking insane. I hope you liked this episode about, just weird shit. Plunger fetishes and giant stone heads that could not have fit into the place where they were located. If you did, why not leave a like? I love reading comments, so get them in there. Any suggestions for future content or videos that you would like me to do are appreciated and welcome. If you want to help me grow, share this video on as many social media sites as you can, especially Reddit. Tell everyone. If you want to contact me regarding business, send me a private message either here or on Twitter, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I hope to see you in my next episode, and until then, goodbye.